Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is student, I hope all of you must be fine by the great name of Allah. I am teacher of HIJAZ school. Today, the physical features of the Muslim world. But before take start this session, please note down few instructions. Keep your book, rough copies, pencil with you during lecture. If you feel any query, please note down in your rough copies. During lecture, no student will ask any question. After completion of unit, you can ask your question regarding to the unit. So student, now we are going to on our actual topic. Today we are completing unit number 4, physical features of the Muslim world. As you know, in our previous class, we have read about the physical features of the Muslim world, about the mountains of Africa, the mountains of Central, Southwest, and South Asia, the mountains of Southeast Asia, mountains of Southeast Europe, about rivers, the important river, the Nile, the Tigris and Euphrates, the Amu-Darya, the Indus, the Ganges, and about the plateau. Also, we have read about the northern plateau of Africa, the central southern plateau of Africa, Anatolia, the Iranian plateau, and about the deserts. We also, I have also taught you about the Sahara Desert and the Hijaz Desert. But I will explain again about the Hijaz Desert. First of all, I will tell you that the Hijaz. Hijaz is the name given to desert area in Saudi Arabia. It has a special significance for the Muslims all over the world because the sacred cities of Makkah and Madinah are located here. For centuries, Muslim children all over the world have been told of how the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad peace be upon him grew up in this oasis of this desert, rearing sheep and goats, and later teaching Islam as the last messenger of God. The name Hijaz has also a special place in Islamic literature. My dearest student, all of you know why the Makkah and Madinah is called the Hijaz cities because Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was born in Makkah, and it is towards the religious center that Muslims turn 5 times daily in prayer. All reward and every Muslim attempt in a Hajj to Makkah at least once in this lifetime because it is sacred on Muslims. Also, I will explain what is meant by the sacred as a dictionary connected with God or a god or directed to a religious purpose and to serving many nations. Also, my dear student, after that, you have read about the Dashtul Law. Next was about the third. Now, today, we will discuss about the seas and oceans. Today, our topic is sea and oceans. My dearest student, there are 5 oceans in the world. You can see on your cell phone screen. This is a concept map. So, there are 5 oceans in the world: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, and and Arctic. Out of these, the last two are the most frozen, while the Pacific is the largest. Islamic countries are settled on the shores of the first three of these oceans, and also bordered on many smaller seas such as the Black, Red, Caspian, Arabian, and South China Sea. Some of these are discussed in some detail below. Number one, the Atlantic Oceans. Student, you can see on your skin. In ancient time, when the Pacific was not known to most of the world, the Atlantic was known as Bahre Zulmat, or the Ocean of Darkness. It lies to the west of Africa and reaches to the shores of the Islamic countries found in Western Africa, such as Morocco, Mauritania, Senegal, Gambia, Genoa, and Ivory Coast. The next is the Indian Ocean. You can see the Indian Ocean on your skin. We also studied this ocean in the previous year. It's stretched between Africa, Asia, and Australia. Tanzania is an Islamic country in Africa that lies on the western coast of this ocean, while the islands of Maldives and Indonesia are completely situated in this ocean of the eastern side. Now we are discussing about the Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean Sea lies between Africa and Europe and the rest of Asia. Turkey, Iran, Syria, Jordan, and the countries of North Africa are the Islamic countries lying on the shores of the shores of this sea. Now we are discussing about the Red Sea. The Red Sea is extension of the Arabian Sea that stretches through the narrow gulf between the Arabian Peninsula and Africa. It has become more important since 1862 when the Suez Canal joined it with the Mediterranean Sea, thus making it a shortcut between Europe and Asia. And in the last, we will be discuss about the Arabian Sea. You must have read about the Arabian Sea, which lies in the south of Pakistan. Actually, the sea is part of the Indian Ocean and stretches from the Arabian Peninsula to the Indian Peninsula. Now, my dearest student, after completed sea and ocean, I must be discuss about the one sea, which is also the part of the that sea, but that not type of any life are you can see in the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is actually a salt water. This is a saltwater lake between Israel and Jordan. It is 400 meters below sea level, and the water is too salty that no living thing except for some rare germs can live there. The high proportion of the salt and other minerals in the water make it so dense or thick that human can easily float on the surface. You cannot easily drown in the Dead Sea. My dear student, a very special significance also relates from the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is famous for its very unusual features. Means that sea have unusual features other than remains seas. The South China Sea also part of the some seas. Now, after completion the seas and ocean, my dear student, we are discussing about the Gulf. In our class, the Persian Gulf is a that part of our topic. First of all, I will define what is mean by the Gulf. A Gulf is a large interval from the ocean. You can see the Gulf picture on your screen. A gulf is a large inlet from the ocean into the landmass, typically with a narrower opening than a bay thought indirectly observable in our geographical area so named. The term gulf was traditionally used for large, highly heat, liquidable bodies of salt water which are enclosed by the ocean. Now, this is a Persian Gulf. The Persian Gulf is also part of the Muslim Gulf. A gulf is a stretch of water surrounded by land on three sides. The Persian Gulf is one of the most famous gulfs in the world. It has become very important for the modern world because many oil producing countries are situated around by basically the Persian Gulf is part of the Arabian Sea. Its water move island to fill the space between the Arabian Peninsula and the landmass Iran and Iraq. Thus, a Gulf state, which is called the Persian Gulf because Iran was known as Persia until the 1930s. All the countries as Persia until the 1940, all the countries surrounding the Gulf are Islamic countries. These days, the natural environment of the Gulf in adheres. This is mainly because the freshwater supply to the sea from the two rivers of the Tigris and Euphrates, which join together to form a bigger river called Sahatul Arab, has decreased as more water is used up for agriculture and other purpose on the way. Another reason is that a lot of oil spills have occurred due to extinction in the sea, making the water even more have polluted. Lastly, many oil refineries were destroyed during the two major wars in the region, the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980 and the Gulf War in 1991. The oil spill from those refineries has also polluted the water feature and is caused serious damage to the natural environment. Now, after the complete of the Persian Gulf, we are discussing about the how the physical features change. My dear student, physical features can also change like other things in the world. Wind, water, volcanoes are the basic factors which can change the physical features. Wind. The wind travels at a fast speed and adores of the cut away rocks. It also carries with it small rock particles and in the deposits in the desert of the far regions. It may be possible to find sand particles in the desert of Africa that may have started as a small particles of the rock carried away the wind from the mountains of the China. Wind and water are called the external agent change because they act on physical feature from the outside or externally. Water. Water is also the external agent. Water can change the physical feature of a region in many ways. Rivers can cut through the mountain, forming valleys and the passes in the same way. Seas can change the shape of coastal lands for the thousands of years. Rivers have been carrying silt for the soft soil for mountains and the depositing of the plains. That is why its land around rivers is the plains is always is very fertile. It is covering of fertile soil is remaining for the field that the infertile rocky desert may be exposed, thus destroying the fertile field. Now we are discussing about the volcanoes. In this beginning, the earth was a ball of a fire. It was so hot that everything was in the form of gases. Then the gases closed down the liquid, and finally, the outer layers of the earth become a solid cover of crust. All our land and gases are lying over these solid layers in crust, but deep down in the center, our earth still has that fire in the form of gases and a very hot liquid matter called magma. Whenever magma finds a crack in the surface of the earth, it spears upwards and come out in the forms of the huge fountains. Magma that has come out the surface of the earth is called lava. At point, it's usually included some others materials is too, such as ashes of the trees that have been burned into or some soil. The lava is also very hot, that is burns down everything, stirs every water, even water in evaporated in the touch. Later the lava cools down and forms very fertile soil. Places from where magma comes out are usually volcanoes or mountains with a deep empty, whereas the middle third that goes down on the center of the earth. Indonesia is a Muslim country famous for its volcanoes. Volcanoes and earthquake below are called the internal agents for change because they act on physical features from the inside. Now, my dear student, the time is discussing. We are discussing about the earthquake. Sometime, you know that a sudden violent shaking of this ground, typically causing chaos, destruction as a result of movement within the earth crust or volcanic action. When the vibration, both weak and strong, set up on the earth's surface due to any reason, are described as earthquake. Earthquakes occur only occasionally, but many cause great destruction of property and loss of life. Earthquake may be caused by many reasons such as the wave action, volcanic activities, and the tectonic activities. Now we are discussing about the wave actions. The dashing and the crushing of waves along the seashore, waves of energy caused by the sudden breaking of rock within the earth or an explosion. Now, the second cause of the earthquake is volcanic activity. During volcanic event occur when there is a sudden or continuing release of energy caused by near surface or surface of magma movement. Now, the third cause is the tectonic activity. The most disastrous earthquake surface affecting large areas are caused by the movement of the layers of the earth crust. This movement is called the tectonic activities and the resulting vibration are known as tectonic earthquake. Earthquakes are usually measured on the Richter scale, center place of receiving more earthquake than others. Now, we will discuss about we are discussing about our next topic. My dear student, you are watching a picture on your cell phone screen. Which type of picture you are watching? Some waste, some that type of uh, waste things are spreading on the land. Which topic is going on in your mind? Which activities that are damage of your earth, and how human activities change the physical feature of the earth. Because of our, that some movement, we can change the physical features of the earth. And the human activities mostly are the cause of the changing of the physical features. In our past, it was commonly thought that the human could not change the physical features of the earth. That is now proven wrong, as human activities, especially during the last 200 years, have changed many physical features and even the climate. The effect was slow, and therefore it was not realized until recent years. Such human activities including irrigation, cleaning way of forests, and nuclear activities. Irrigation is a human activities that sometimes disturb rivers. Dams have been built in human history since the ancient time. However, with the invention of modern technology in the 19th century AD, it became possible to build long canals and huge dams. Canals divert a considerable amount of water from rivers and these affect physical features. Some areas that used to be a desert have been turned into the cultivatable land. For example, the area of the Thal in Pakistan. Other areas have precipitation decreased due to the canals upstream. Deltas of many rivers have also changed. Deltas are the area where our rivers falls into the sea. The building of a dam requires a severe steps on them is create a huge water of the lake where water is stored. This lake may expand over several square miles, which means that it is a valiance in the Neti or the evacuate and so much the land area goes underwater. For thousands of years, these rivers had been carrying salt. My dearest student, so we can say that how the human activities can change the environment of the physical feature. Air pollution, waste pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, radiological waste, other toxic minerals are involved which can change the that earth surface. Human activities are include industry, energy production, transport, agriculture, recreation, domestic and personal activities also can change the physical features. Environmental issues are involved the water, air, soil and minerals, plants and animals also. Now we will discussing about the nuclear energy. You can see on your screen a picture. This is a power plant. This is a nuclear energy. You know that all the civilized countries are, that very rich in the nuclear energy. And nuclear power was discovered in the 20th century as a source of energy for producing electricity as well as disastrous weapons. My dearest student, nuclear energy is a manpower, is a source power, is a country power, is a mineral power, is an agricultural power, is a political power, is economic power. Because of the nuclear energy, all the countries are going up, up, and up to up. Which countries are not, that powerful in nuclear energy? They are going to be decreasing side because nuclear energy is a source of nuclear power. Nuclear energy was discovered in the 20th century and nuclear designs have been tested in the atmosphere on the ground in the other outer space and the water and the underground in 1963 AD. However, all the nuclear testing except underground was banned by the USA, UK, and other countries. People all over the world have started environmental movement or movement aimed at saving the natural environment of the planet to stop those human activities that destroy the natural environment of the earth. The Earth Day is celebrated in many countries on April 22 to create awareness of environmental issues among people, especially young students. It is now understood that we can improve our land by planting more trees and by thinking and planning ahead before using our land or water. So, my dearest student, we have completed our unit and I hope my all the students must be understood all the topic, all the content, all the subtopic in a proper have must be understood in a proper way. So now the time. of some homework task. So today we have two questions for your homework task. The question number says, what are the factors changing the physical features of the world? First of all, you will put out the heading, the factors changing the physical features of the world, and you will write the answer. Physical features also change like other things in the world. However, this change is usually very slow, and therefore it is sometimes difficult to notice it. A number of factors contribute to the change of physical features such as wind, volcanoes, earthquake, and human activities. Now, please, you can take out the screenshot of question number 6. Now, the question number 7, and this is the last question in this unit. The question number 7 is, what are the causes of earthquakes and how are the earthquake measured? Answer. Sometimes magma does not find a crack to come out on the surface, but its movement under the crust or the surface of the earth create tremors. This is how earthquakes occur. The land above shakes and sometimes buildings may fall or the ground may crack up from places. There are a number of causes for earthquakes. Some of these discussed below. Wave section, the dashing and the crashing of the waves along the seashore or running water falling down in the form of waterfalls upon various floors causes the earth to vibrate. The second heading, the volcanic activities. During volcanic outbursts, the surface of the earth trembles. Most of these shocks are not severe, but a few of them may locally be strong enough to cause large scale of damage. The third is the tectonic activity. The most disastrous earthquakes affecting large areas are caused by the movement of the layers of the earth. First, this movement is called tectonic activity, and the resulting vibration are known as tectonic earthquake. And the dear student, the second part of your question, the earthquake measure. You will put out the heading, earthquake measure? Yes. Earthquakes are measured on the Richter scale. Now, please, I hope you have taken the screenshot of two questions. This is today your home task. Which students have not taken out the screenshot again, you can take out the screenshot, the question number 6. I am giving few minutes to take screenshot question number 6 and the question number 7. What are the causes of the earthquake? So please, what are the causes of the earthquakes and how are the earthquake measured? So with all the causes which are involved, I hope you have taken the screenshot. Now, Allah Hafiz.